Yes, sir, man. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 spring designer niche fragrances. Now, yesterday, I gave y'all 7 affordable clone spring fragrances. That video is still up. Check that one out if you want to know about any spring clone fragrances. But if you're here to get the absolute bang for your buck, then that's what we're about to talk about. 10 designer niche level fragrances that are going to be great for the spring. Let's get into it. What up, greatness gang?
I am back. What it do, baby?
Hey man, as you seen from the title and thumbnail, we got a lot to talk about, man. We're going to be going over 10 fragrances. I actually have 12. I have 2 honorable mentions that we're going to get started off with. Let's get it popping. First honorable mention is going to be from my people over at Hermès Perfumes, and we're going to be talking about Blue Dog. This is an absolutely great fragrance for the spring. You're going to have some rosemary in there. You got some pink pepper in there. It has a lot of aromatics and extremely fresh fragrance, fam. Extremely fresh. A lot of aromatics, a lot of spice to it. It does have a little bit of bergamot and grapefruit in there to add a little bit of freshness to everything. But one of the 2 main players in this fragrance that I enjoy the most is going to be the ozonic freshness that you get, as well as that nice mix of incense that you get in the dry down. Amazing fragrance, great pickup. Honorable mention, Blue Dog by Hermès Parfums. And for our second honorable mention, the only reason why this one is an honorable mention is just because I don't have a full bottle yet. Trust me, a full bottle is on the way. But I'm talking about Bacio Immortale from the house of Argos. Oh my goodness, fam. Argos got some of the best niche fragrances on the market. From the artistry, to the presentation, to the quality of notes. They just do the best work from what I've seen. And this one doesn't take away from that. You have a little bit of citruses in the open, a little bit of like a fruity raspberry touch. You got a lot of spices in this. This fragrance does have a little bit of a floral touch as it's making its way through the mid, but once it's the dry down, it becomes extremely like a woody leather type of dry down. Extremely amazing fragrance. Not gonna be a fragrance for one of my younger fellas. This is gonna be like 25, 30 plus. This is just one of those that just shines, man. I can't wait to get my full bottle. But yes, second honorable mention is going to be Bacio Immortale from the house of Argos. Now let's get it popping. Our 10 fragrances, these are going to be in no particular order, but starting it off, we have to go at 1 million lucky. As long as I keep doing the spring list, designers niche, 1 million lucky is going to be up there. I love this fragrance, man. You have some plum in there. You have a very nice ozonic freshness that just shines, adds a nice brightness to it. This fragrance does have a little bit of a suntan lotion effect as it's starting to make its way through the transition, but the hazel and honey combination is where it's at, fam. That's truly the maker of this whole fragrance. That hazel and honey nut combination adds a little bit of sweetness, combining with that freshness that you got in the opening. Yes, this is just one of those that work. Compliment getter for sure. White tea approved, easy to wear. You can do whatever you want to with this. 1 million lucky is signature scent in my personal opinion. Starting our list off, 1 million lucky from Paco Rabanne. Now y'all know where I stand with Paco Rabanne. I'm telling you, the designers, it don't get much better than Paco Rabanne. It just works for me. Backdooring Invictus Legend is going to be another great fragrance that you can start pulling out in the spring. High on the aquatic, so you do have like that sea aquatic freshness. You also have a lot of sea salt in this. This fragrance, out of all the Invictuses, this one has the most salty appeal to it. Still maintaining that geranium as well as the spices, so you do have the signature part of the DNA. This one just adds a little bit more salty effect to it. To me, this is great for the spring because of the salty nature that you do get with it. It kind of dials down some of that playful nature that you do get in the original and brings out a much more mature fragrance that can really shine through a lot of situations, day or night, date night, signature scent, anytime that you need it. I probably wouldn't do this one to work on heavy sprays, probably got limited to 3. But outside of that, this fragrance is safe, easy to wear, and compliment getter at the same time. I love this shit, man. I'm telling y'all, Paco Rabanne is like the best designer to me right now. Now, this next fragrance is one that I discovered a few months ago. This fragrance is going to be coming from Chiqio, and we're going to be talking about Forest Child. This fragrance has a lot of qualities to it, man. It really does smell like a forest. Think of if you're walking into a forest during the spring, leaves coming out, grass is shining, everything is there. That's basically what this fragrance is going to come off as. Woody, somewhat aquatic, not extremely, a lot of freshness thanks to the citruses that you get up top. You do have a little bit of pepper spice in there as well, but this fragrance just shines in that like ozonic freshness that it gives off. A few aromatics in this, and it does have a little bit of like a sandalwood as to a creamy dry down, so that does change for you there, mixing with some amber. But man, this is just a beautiful ozonic fresh fragrance. I hate the atomizer on this thing, I'm not even gonna hold you, but the fragrance itself is not that bad. I like this a lot. Simple, effective, easy to wear. If you're somebody who that likes Hermès style fragrances, this is gonna be in the vein of that. Third fragrance, Forest Child from Chiqio Fragrances. All right, man, let's drop a classic off, man. Can you believe that I picked this up at the rack stores for 60 bucks? Acqua EDP. I think this is a 2024-2023 release. Very much resemblance to the OG. You're not going to be missing out on much. I do like this one more because it does give you like a modern take to the fragrance. You're still going to have those C notes. You're still going to have that geranium. You're still going to have the mineral notes mixing together with this as well. But this just has a much more modern take to it that I can enjoy. I can truly rock with this one a lot more. The other one just seemed more old-fashioned. This one right here is completely up to date, and it does have a little bit of clary sage in there. To me, that just helps shine and puts more emphasis on the aromatics that you get in this fragrance. Absolutely beautiful, fam. Check this one out if you haven't already, or if you just want a modern take on the OG fragrance. This one will do the job for you. All right, let's tap into the classiest, probably the classiest fragrance on this list. Yeah, and I'm talking about Gucci Cologne, the Pour Homme edition, bruh. Oh my gosh. Now, we talked about aromatics a lot, but this one has it. You got some juniper berries in there. You have a lot of rosemary, and that's to me where this fragrance shines. This is very much so going to be a green style fragrance with a little bit of musk as it's making its way through the transition. It is kind of simple in a way because it's not giving you the most complex DNA, but it is an effective DNA. And the way that Gucci broke it down, yeah, this one just works. Warm weathers, moving into those spring, summer days, won't be the longest lasting. You're probably gonna get like 6 hours, but you will still be able to make it do what it do during that time frame. Fifth fragrance, Gucci Guilty Cologne Pour Homme. Cheapest fragrance on this list for sure has to be Mercedes-Benz Club Fresh. Now, I know people rave about Club Black a lot, but you got to understand, this one I probably have gotten the most compliments from all of the Mercedes-Benz fragrances. This is the one that's gotten me the most. This one has a lot of fruits up top. You got a lot of citruses. The main fruit that you're going to be getting is going to be that pear, but you also get a nice touch of like bergamot, some citruses in there as well. Another one that does shine bright in that ozonic airiness that you do get in this. Also has a little bit of lavender in there as well, so you do have a great touch of those aromatics mixing together with this fragrance. The biggest part I like about this one is that pear, apple, and ozonic freshness combination that it gives off, because even though it still has a little bit of a fruity appeal to it, you can tell that ozonic notes, that ozonic freshness is really pushing the fragrance off. Sixth fragrance, yeah, Mercedes-Benz Club Fresh. Springtime is always a good time to pull out this fragrance, especially if you're somebody who enjoys brunch. This next fragrance is literally going to be a fragrance that I will use for my fun-filled times. Brunch, happy hours, Sunday fun days, those type of vibes. I'm talking about Coconut Daiquiri from Sphinx Fragrances. Shout out to Neeb over at Aromatics. This is another one of his great creations. Yeah, man, this is it. Sugar, you got coconut in here. You have like this lime that leaves like a refreshing crisp, almost like a Sprite type of fizz to it. This fragrance does have a fizz on it that just pops on the skin. You got some fruit, you got some lang-a-lang, you have a nice boozy rum as you're making its way through the dry down. This fragrance is absolutely amazing. Perfect unisex fragrance. It is going to be more so of a daytime fragrance in my eyes. Maybe the ladies can get away with it at nighttime, but for the fellas, this is more of a daytime fragrance. And this is going to be sweet. That's the only thing. You have to be cool with sweet fragrances. And that's why I say that this one will be great for those fun situations, because this fragrance just gives off life of the party type of vibes. Seventh fragrance, Coconut Daiquiri from Sphinx Fragrances. All right, now this next one is going to be tapping into the house of Naseem. This fragrance does smell extremely familiar, but I still have yet to been able to break down the DNA. But I'm talking about Turn Up the Volume from Naseem Fragrances. Now, if y'all know about Naseem, they do alcohol-free fragrances. So a lot of times, and I'll even show y'all, you'll have like a white milky substance on your hand. That's just letting you know the quality of the fragrance. So I would be careful with spraying this on clothes, but on skin, you'll be good to go. One of the main things that you get in the opening is like a fruity sweetness mixing together with some spices. This fragrance does have pineapple in it, but I'm not gonna say that this is in a vintage clone DNA just yet. It can get you in that same ballpark, but to me, this kind of does its own thing. You got the pineapple, you got the pink pepper, you got some patchouli in there that's adding to that spice. You also have a little bit of leather that's making it a little bit more of a in the dry down. I like this, bro. This is an amazing fragrance, and this is another one that does have that ability to be a unisex fragrance. Ninth fragrance on the list, Turn Up the Volume by Naseem Fragrances. Got two more fragrances. You already know that H24 has to go on this list, fam. It's just something about this one, man. I know it's a simple DNA. I love the freshness that it gives off in the opening, like that citrus. Even though it's minimal, it still does its job. I enjoy the aromatics. I enjoy that clary sage that this fragrance is giving off. The only thing that I'm not able to understand right now is what part of the fragrance is giving off this extremely cooling effect. Like, the one thing I like about H24 besides the DNA is that it has like this extremely refreshing, cooling take in it from the opening all the way to the dry down. Throughout this whole fragrance, you're going to smell clean. You're going to smell fresh. You're going to smell extremely inoffensive. And you're going to be giving off a DNA smell that is going to be garnering compliments. This is another one of my compliment getting fragrances, but this is another one that I just truly enjoy for myself. It doesn't matter what I have going on. As long as the weather's right, it's hard for me to just not want to reach for this one. Definitely a max 30 fragrance in my opinion. But I picked this up for $20 on Facebook through a group. Shout out to the Facebook group, man. I'm telling y'all, tap in if you want to know the plug. But yeah, ninth fragrance, definitely had to go with H24 from Hermès. This is an absolute banger. And then last but not least, fam, let's get into it, man. Full House from Joe Milano, that luxurious collection from Game of Spades. Bruh, if you don't have this in your collection, or at least one of the Game of Spades fragrances in your collection, you are truly doing a disservice for yourself. You're getting a niche quality fragrance. Ingredients, presentation, the whole shebang for less than $80. This is nice, clean, soapy in the dry down. Whoo, man. Hey boy, this is one of them ones. A lot of freshness thanks to the bergamot lemon, but you do have a nice citron effect that is playing a big part in it. Got some neroli and warm spices as it's making its way through the mid, and then a nice ambroxan with a little bit of black tea as it's making its way through the dry down. Fam, this is absolutely amazing. I don't get as much tea in this, so you don't have to be worried about being off put with that. This fragrance does have an extremely nice green side to it, but for the most part, fam, oh my gosh, bro, this shit is beautiful. I might need a backup bottle of this, man. I don't know, fam. This is one of those, I can say whatever you want. I can say anything, but just know that this is one of the ones that you need to check out. Safe, inoffensive, clean, fresh, soapy, almost like a luxurious bar soap type of smell that you get with this. Easy to wear for sure. Gotta throw this one in there. Last fragrance on the list, Full House from Game of Spades. That's gonna be the video, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Which fragrances could you have put on this list? Because I know we left something out. I easily could have put Dylan Blue in here. I easily could have put an Acqua Profondo. It's a couple of fragrances, fam, best believe, that I could have put on this list. So make sure y'all drop down in the comment section which one you would have added up here, and let's get the conversation started. But with all that being said, we about to get up out of here. Hope y'all have a great day. Hope y'all have a phenomenal day, fam. Stay on your square and stay on your purpose. Don't let nobody take you off of it, fam. D4G, truly blessed, destined for greatness. We out.